Alhaji Nawi Howard by Shimya Howard Shah Hamashiach, Wamalaki by Shim Howard Waka Raska Rapatone, the water by the Bawa Kwam Yashrala. Double honors to the apostles, builders, bishops, great millstone teachers daily, to the men out there teaching the likewise doctrine in the city of Shalom. Today we're going to get into y'all remember back in the day, what, the 90s, 80s, 90s, the government launched the war on drugs, which was really a war on us, because like I explained in a couple prior videos, Esau he chose to give harsher punishments for drugs like crack and weed, because they know that Jake said crack, and they know that Jake said weed and smoke weed. You got some crackheads out there of all flavors, but Esau knew exactly what he was doing. He was targeting these drugs because he know that Jake would be the one with it the most. Now, back in the day, as far as cocaine, they gave lighter sentences for cocaine over crack because they knew that Edomites dealt cocaine, so they had lighter sentences. But they had harsher sentences for crack dealers and crack users, because what it was, I think it was Biden. Joe Biden said that he want to give out 5 years for every rock, despite the fact that they created crack in a lab and put it in black and brown neighborhoods on purpose. Now, what else I would say? Yeah, they created crack in the lab, man. So now we got this. Matter of fact, let's get a scripture. This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked to cover the faces of the judges thereof, if not wherein is he. That's why all these laws, these unrighteous decrees, were allowed to go forth. Now, let's get this video real quick, because it's an Edomite on here, and he explaining what they did. Let's go ahead and grab it. All right, here we go. It says, Esau has perpetual hate for you, Jake, especially Judah. Let's see what it do.
Nixon administration official has admitted that the war on drugs was all about throwing black people in jail. He said, quote, the Nixon campaign in 1968 and the Nixon White House after that had two enemies, the anti-war left and black people. You understand what I'm saying? We knew we couldn't make it illegal to be either against the war or black. But by getting the public to associate the hippies with marijuana and blacks with heroin, and then criminalizing both heavily, we could disrupt those communities.
Now, y'all saw it, right? Let me go back. We said that, and see that shows another point. Let me go back for a minute. It says the Nixon campaign in 19 something, and the Nixon White House after that had two enemies: the anti-war left and the black people. Okay, anti-war left, that means you are against war. So if he deems you against war, that means he's pro the warmongers. Out of the whole 240 something years this country's been in existence, they only had 12 years of peace. So what does that tell you? These are the warmongering people, a warmongering nation, a fierce nation of no countenance and no understanding. These are the Edomites. Let's go.
Black people. You understand what I'm saying? We knew we couldn't make it illegal to be either against the war or black. But by getting the public to associate the hippies with marijuana and blacks with heroin, and then criminalizing both heavily, we could
see, criminalizing both heavily. Now, it backfired on them because the Edomites, they migrated to heroin. And another thing I noticed too in the media, when you have so-called black drug addicts, they would call everything except a child of God and the son. They were criminals. They were dope heads. They needed jail time. But when they had so-called white drug users, they wasn't calling them criminals. They was called victims. You see how Esau got to play on words? That's what he do. Let's let it play.
Disrupt those communities. We could arrest their leaders, raid their homes, break up their meetings, and vilify them night after night on the evening news. Did we?
See, that's what they do, man. They want to come down on you, Jay. They just need a reason. Now it says we could arrest their leaders, raid their homes, break up their meetings, and vilify them night after night on evening news. That's exactly what they do. All they do is lie. It says, did we know we're lying about the truth? Of course we did. Yeah, they knew they were lying, man, because Esau is just a liar, you know. Let me get into some more scripture. Hold up. We're gonna let this play some more.
know we were lying about the drugs? Of course we did.
Crack was largely an inner city issue and cocaine was largely a suburban issue. We absolutely should have treated crack and cocaine as exactly the same thing. I think it was an enormous burden on the black community, but it also fundamentally violated a sense of core fairness. The objective reality is that...
Yeah, these people are not fair. Let me get Revelation chapter 12. We're gonna start at verse 9. And it reads, Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation, strength, in the kingdom of our Yahweh, and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. But he ain't Esau. The Bible said that you allow on us day and night. Now let's get Psalms. Day and night, day and night. So all they do is lie on us, lie on us, lie on us, lie on us. And they think it ain't gonna come back on. Crazy as hell. Let's get Psalms chapter 37. And we're gonna go to verse 32. The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. But you ain't Esau, right? Right. You lie about everything, dude. The Bible said you lie about your identity. That's why you go to other countries and take on their identity. Let's see where. Mischief upon mischief. Psalm chapter 7, verse 16. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come upon his own pate. Everything you dishing out, the Lord will double it up right back at you. These people think they can't be touched. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 26, verse 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. That's why all the elders tell us all the time, this man is unfit to rule. He wasn't created to rule. He's created to be the wicked. Let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. See what it do. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and that works in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, who knoweth us? Yeah, that's this man's attitude. That's his spirit. He think he get away with it. He think he's slick like that. No. Slip. Go to Isaiah chapter 5. Because he got you the trick bag, homie. This is Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light, light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet, sweet for bitter. You gotta turn everything upside down, man. Go to Isaiah chapter 32. And we go on to verse 7. The instrument of the churl are evil. Churl is a mean-spirited, wicked person. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right.
That virtually no one who is white understands the challenge of being black in America.
You know why they don't understand the challenge of being so-called black in America? Because they don't know what it's like to be under the curses in Babylon. That's what's really going on.
Nixon administration official has admitted that the war on drugs is all about throwing black people in jail. He said, quote, the Nixon campaign in 1968 and the Nixon White House after that had two enemies, the anti-war left and black people. You understand what I'm saying? We knew we couldn't make it illegal to be either against the war or black. But by getting the public to associate the hippies with marijuana and blacks with heroin, and then criminalizing both heavily, we could disrupt those communities. We could arrest their leaders, raid their homes, break up their meetings, and vilify them night after night on the evening news. Did we know we were lying about the drugs? Of course we did.
Crack was largely an inner city issue and cocaine was largely a suburban issue. We absolutely should have treated crack and cocaine as exactly the same thing. I think it was an enormous burden on the black community, but it also fundamentally violated a sense of core fairness. The objective reality is that virtually no one who is white understands the challenge of being black in America.
You got to understand, but get it. Because you know why? Guess who's about to fall under the curses? Two double time. You Edomites, you fake Jews, and you heathen nations. Y'all about to come under the curses. Y'all about to get everything we got times 2. Not for 500 years, 1,000. Y'all about to in a hardcore slavery for what y'all did to us. Job chapter 15, verse 6, thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yea, thine own lips testify against thee. What do we just see? We just saw a bunch of Edomites telling on Edomites. Their own tongue fell upon. And I got another, find another scripture. This is Psalm chapter 73, verse 9. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Their tongue that walks through the earth is their media. That's how they lie on us every day, every night. Because these dumbass people actually believe these lies. Got them dumbed down like that. Yeah, that's how they do it. Their tongue walks through the earth, through their media. Now let's go to Job chapter 15, verse 35. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. Now let's go to Psalms chapter 55, verse 20. He put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him who broke his covenant. And he started breaking covenants with the Indians. Well, now, way before that. Yeah, he put forth his hands against such that be at peace with him. The Indians was at peace with him. But he still chose to be an asshole. Let's go to Psalm 58. We're going to start at verse 2. Psalm chapter 58, verse 2. Yeah, in heart you work wickedness, you work violence of your hands in the earth. Verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Sound about right? Now let's go to Psalm chapter 31. And we're going to go down to verse 18. Let the lying lips be put to silence, which speak grievous things proudly and contemptuously against the righteous. Let the lying lips be put to silence. Now let's go back to Psalms. Still in Psalms, like chapter 73, verse 8. They are corrupt. They speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. Go to Psalms chapter 94 and verse 20. At the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law. That don't tell you what's up. They frame mischief by law with a stroke of a pen. Unrighteous decrees. It's cool though. Because humbling comes. Go to Psalm verse 3. Draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts. Edomites. Let's go to Psalms chapter 10. And verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Esau all day. Let's go to Psalms chapter 7, verse 14. Behold, he travaileth with iniquity. He hath conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood. Let's get Psalms chapter 7, verse 16. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. So yeah, you getting it right back at you, man. Galatians chapter, what is it, 7 and 6? Roughly paraphrasing the scripture, whatever man soweth, that shall he also reap. Mm-hmm. Go to Proverbs chapter 29, verse 12. If a ruler hearkens to lies, all his servants are weak. And that's every order, every hierarchy that Esau has established. There is corruption and wickedness because wow, he is the source of corruption and wickedness. Like we said, the police department would never be a righteous institution because of how it was founded and who it was founded by and what it was founded for. But you people, y'all still marching for equal rights just from the police. Police was created for justice and equality. The police departments were created to give Israelites hell. So how can you expect a corrupt, wicked institution to be righteous? Can the Ethiopian change his spots? I mean, can an Ethiopian change his skin or leopard change his spots? If so, then the wicked can do good, brother, paraphrasing the scripture. But see, y'all keep letting Esau disappoint y'all over and over because y'all looking for this man to do right by y'all. Y'all crazy as hell. We ain't surprised. We're not disappointed. We expect it. Because he's created to be the wicked. Proverbs chapter 26, verse 28. A lying tongue hated those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. So if he lying on you, he hates you. Go to Proverbs, still in Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 10. The soul of the wicked desires evil. His neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. He just got to do it. He got to do it because that's what he's created to do. But y'all think there's somewhere inside this man, there's some righteousness. If he ain't sure about now, it's not in there. Proverbs chapter 29. Y'all just keep walking around every day, getting your heart broken because Esau has disappointed you again. Stupid as hell. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. That's why that man said, Edomites don't know what it's like to be black in America. No, they don't, but they're about to find it. Now we in the Apocrypha, let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12. And we're going to verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron wrestling, so is his wickedness. Never trust thine enemy. Some of you Israelites, y'all struggle with that. It don't say trust him sometimes. It don't say trust him on the weekend. It says never. Now let's go down to verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined to have thrown thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he would not be satisfied with blood. See that? He's an actor. There's 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed of and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not altogether been wiped away. When you really scrutinize, man, you're gonna see. Ain't nothing changed. He's just wicked. He's more wicked than he was yesterday. Because he's desperate and he's afraid. And he got every reason. Because Esau and Edomites are the only nation promised no mercy. And they're the only nation that's going to be exterminated out of the earth at the end of their 1,000-year captivity. So you got every reason to be afraid. I would be. You messed up, you put your hands on us. And guess what? We can put our hands on you double time, baby. Sirach chapter 14, verse 8. The envious man hath a wicked eye, he turneth away his face and despiseth men. This man hate everybody. What the scripture say, he that eat to himself, to whom shall it be good? Roughly paraphrase. He hate his own. That's why he'll kill his own in a minute, without blinking an eye. But you think he supposed to love you Israelites. I don't know what you do. Y'all better shake it off because you ain't got that much time left. Y'all see these prophets popping off the page. You got World War III around the corner. You got the MOTB around the corner. You got Jacob's Trouble around the corner. And those are about the last three prophets. So, yeah, we at the end of the book. So Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. That Satan should get advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices. Now let's go to the book of Job. Chapter 13. Verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies. You are all physicians of no value. Sound about right? Because doctor means to falsify. That's why you got all these doctors lying to you, telling you that the juice was safe, which they lied. Now they still lying about this chemical spill in Ohio. Talking about it's safe. But you got dead animals all over the place. Man, that's a liar. Man, don't give a damn about lying. When y'all gonna figure that out, Israelites? James chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy me. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. If they come at you with that peace and safety, you better run. All they're trying to do is get you to let your guard down so they can get you. Esau never played fair, and he never will. So why y'all expecting this man to play fair? This man's back is against the wall. He trying to steal his birthright back, right up under y'all noses. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have covered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbor, and he is not. Is he the one doing the spoiling? Spoil means the problem. Luke, let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 8, verse 17. This is the red letter, so this is Yahweh Shai speaking. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. Everything coming out that Esau has been up to. That's why they're trying to impeach Paul right now, because they claim he's trying to start a war, which he is. He's been trying to start this war for how many years now? And y'all just not trying to figure it out? Matter of fact, let me get a scripture on that. I don't mean to diverse off the subject, but I just got to speak on this. Hold on, it's not there. Let me go to Google. I just want to make a point real quick. Here we go. Okay. Now, let me make this point real quick. Now, y'all remember last year when it first popped off, the pipeline first exploded, what did the prophet say? We said the United States did it. But when nobody trying to hear us, right? Nobody. And I made the point of the day. When it became official who did it. I made this statement. I said we told y'all who did it when it first happened. We don't have to know statistics or politics to know a liar when we hear one. That's why the Lord gave us the gift of spiritual discernment. We can see right through your ass. Now, this is the scripture I want to get just to prove the point that I just made. Ecclesiastes chapter 13, verse 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look and saith, they extol it to the clouds. But if a poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help overthrow him. Now, I read that scripture to say this. When the poor man speaketh, the prophets, then nobody believed it. Nobody say nothing. Everybody just went on like, oh, they just talking. Oh, they don't know who did it. But when a rich man speaketh, every man holds his tongue, and look what he saith. They extol it to the clouds. That man Seymour Hersh, the Pulitzer Prize winning journalist, he made that report. Everybody believed. Now, I don't know how rich this man is, but I'm pretty sure he's not poor. And he's also an Edomite. So, yeah, everybody listening. But see, we told y'all this first popped off who did it. Y'all didn't believe us, though. Just like y'all don't believe World War III gonna pop off, the mark of the beast. It's like y'all don't believe Jacob Trouble right around the corner. It's like y'all don't believe these chariots gonna destroy this country. But you will. We ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. This information is for who it's for. If you don't gravitate toward it, it's not for you. And guess what? You got one or two things to look forward to, slavery or death. Now, let's get back on the subject. Let's go to, let's go to the book of Micah. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light, they practice it because it is the power of their hand. Why is it in the power of their hand? Because the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Job chapter 9, verse 24. Now let's go to the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 35. And we can go to 5. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their calamity had an end. See, we about to come out punishment, but Esau still being an asshole that Esau is. Verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Verse 7. And I will make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from him that passeth out, and him that returneth. Mount Seir, that's where the Edomites are from. Remember, you are a people before you are a place. So he's talking about he's going to cut everything off from you. You don't deserve shit anyway, man. You got everything in the world, you still ain't satisfied. It's like the scripture said, and it says hell. He enlarges his desirous hell, and his death cannot be satisfied. Roughly paraphrasing the scripture. I think it's Habakkuk 2 and 5, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, everything and enough for this man. So how can you please somebody that can't be pleased? Can't take them down. That's what you do. And that's what the Lord is going to do, Yahweh the Son. We cannot wait to time. Shit. And that's just God's truth. I don't care about feelings. You want somebody to kill your feelings, stroke your ego, take your ass to church. Pay the pastor to lie to you. We ain't got time. Because we running out of time. You running out of time too. Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 29. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery and have vexed the poor and needy. Yeah, they have oppressed the stranger wrong. But don't worry. It's coming back on you, homie. Now let's go to the book of 2 Ezra. Chapter 8. And verse 6. Okay. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the later time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And that should be the mic. What the scripture says, paraphrase. The Lord hates 6 things, 7 are abominations. The proud look, a lying tongue, his hands that shed innocent blood. You got all 3 characteristics. This Bible is written in code. You got to know the key words that describe different people. The righteous, the meek, the Israelites. That's what those words are describing, the Israelites. The wicked, the prideful, abominations, the base man. Those I'm talking about, Edomites. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord thy power will put these curses upon thine enemies, put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. Yeah, you got to get it back. Everything, on everything times 2. Go to Obadiah chapter 1, whatever one chapter. Let's go to verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. Now let's get one of my favorites. Oh, we keep going. Verse 16, this is the punishment. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, meaning you messed over his people, so shall all the heathen drink continually. That's that double shot, their cup of indignation, the Lord's indignation. Indignation is righteous hatred. Let's take it from the top of God, chapter 1, verse 16. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink. and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they have not been. That means your condition you in. See, y'all ain't used to being under, y'all don't know nothing about being under the curse, but you about to find out. Verse 17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession. See? How the Lord flipping it right side up, because right now everything upside down. Because you got an ass backwards ass man ruling the earth right now. Verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph flame, and the house of Esau stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken it. Self-explanatory. Now let's go back to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. That people is from the Edomites back to the Israelites. Now let's go down another verse. Verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? Talking about mortal men that die, that are born, they live, and they die. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Remember that? Yeah. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. Covetous. Bill Gates, perfect example of a wicked, covetous man. This man buying up all the farmland in the United States because he don't want you to have it. Not because he's gonna do something with it. No, he don't want you to have it. That's covetous. You want everything, but don't want nobody to have nothing. And it still ain't. What can you do with a person like that? Put him in captivity to humble. That's what you do. Now let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12. All right, Ecclesiastes 12. I don't think this is. Let me check one more place, make sure. I might have wrote down the wrong scripture. Okay, this is Ecclesiastes. And he made that correction with it's in the book of Sirach. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12. Looking for it. Now it says, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he will stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And though at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. That's basically saying, don't trust this man. Don't let this man come near you. Don't allow him to be your right hand man. No. And one day you're gonna turn up dead. Ain't nobody going to jail. Let's go to Psalms. Chapter 37. And we can read We start at verse 1. A psalm of David. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. Don't worry about what they doing, because the Lord gonna pay them back. Verse 2. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Okay, let's get 7. Rest in the Lord your house and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him that prospereth in his way, because of the man bringeth wicked devices to pass. Verse 8, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. Meaning, yeah, we know this man lying on us, but don't go out there and get yourself in no trouble because you know this man is not in trouble, it's other men. Let him do what he do because he ain't getting away with nothing. All he doing, he's adding on to the bill he got to pay. Let him do what he do. The Lord got him in the trick bag for real because he thinks he's getting away with it. And Sirach chapter 8. I'm sorry, Ecclesiastes chapter 8. He think he's getting away with it, man. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sinners against the evil works not executed speedily. Therefore, the hearts of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. So they think they're getting away with it because ain't nothing happened to them yet. No, y'all got to pay that bill in full up front at one time. No payments. The Lord wants all that blood at one time. Verse 12. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh, which fear before him. Verse 13. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he fears not before Yahweh. Yeah, he got to go home. Now let's get one more scripture. We can close. This is Psalms chapter 37, verse 9. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. That's pretty much it. We can pretty much end it right there. I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist to know this man is lying on us. All these outrageous things he's been coming up throughout the years, man. Sentencing innocent people to prison, lying on people, lying on Israelites, and not giving a damn. Yeah, the Lord got your number, homie. That's why you're gonna be cut off. Because we're at the end of our punishment. The Lord has a purpose for you. Your purpose was to punish us, destroy your own kingdom, build ours for free. Those are 3 purposes you were created for. So when those purposes are no longer needed in the earth, you are no longer. He destroyed those that destroyed the earth, paraphrasing scripture. So once you have no use after our kingdom is built, deuces, and we will not miss your ass. Call Allah, Allahayna with the Howard. Shumi Howard Shah Mashiach Malaki about Shim Howard Waka Barak Thumb. What about Baba Kwam Yashra? Shalom.